Hello, welcome to Storytime Read Along with me. The Incredible Peppa Pig Collection. 50 Peppa Storybooks. Every day we will read 2 Peppa Pig books. Which books shall we read today? Peppa Pig, Shake, Rattle and Bang. And Peppa Pig, Simple Science. Shake, rattle and bang. Madame Gazelle teaches Peppa and her friends how to play some instruments, but the children are surprised when their parents are asked to join in. Shake, rattle and bang. Peppa and her friends are at playgroup. Today, children, we are going to learn about instruments that you shake, rattle and bang, says Madame Gazelle. First, choose an instrument from the music room. The excited children run into the music room. They already know a lot of the instruments, but some they have never seen before. I've got a big drum, says Peppa. Ah, the bass drum, replies Madame Gazelle. Peppa marches around the room, hitting it with 2 drumsticks. The bass drum is very loud. Boom, boom, boom. Freddy Fox has found something a bit quieter. This is a triangle, he tells everyone. My dad sells these in boxes of 10. Thank you, Freddy, says Madame Gazelle. I will remember that. Ting, 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 ting. What are those? Asks Emily Elephant. They are castanets, says Madame Gazelle. My dad sells them in boxes of 5, says Freddy. Madame Gazelle shows Emily how to play the castanets by tapping the wooden pieces together. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Rebecca Rabbit tries the cymbals. Crash! Now you know what your instruments sound like. We can play them all together, says Madame Gazelle. Crash! First, Madame Gazelle teaches the children how to listen to each other and keep in time by clapping their hands. Well done, everyone, says Madame Gazelle. Now we will learn to play our instruments together. Clap, 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 clap. The parents come to pick up their children. May I present the Shake, Rattle and Bang Orchestra, says Madame Gazelle. Peppa and her friends play the tune wonderfully. Bravo, shouts Daddy Pig. Ting, bong, boom, clickety-clack, crash. Madame Gazelle asks the parents to join the band. She used to teach them when they were little. All the parents choose an instrument. Daddy Pig sets up the drums and sits behind them. Toot, ba-room, crash, flooba-dooby, ting. It's quite hard, Daddy, says Peppa, showing him how she bangs her drum. It is Daddy Pig's turn. He plays perfectly. You can play the drums, gasps Peppa. I am a bit of an expert at drumming, replies Daddy Pig. Boom, crash, bang. Now for a tune, says Madame Gazelle. She picks up a guitar and jumps onto the stage. All the parents and children play along with her. My daddy can shake, rattle and bang, says Peppa proudly. Ting, flooba-dooby, crash, boom. Peppa Pig, simple science. Mr. Bull is building a new playground. Daddy Pig planned it using science. Daddy Pig knows a lot, but Mr. Bull still has something to teach him. Simple science. It is playtime at Peppa's playgroup, but the playground is already busy. Stop, shouts Mr. Bull. Mr. Bull, what are you doing to our playground? Asks Peppa. We're digging it up, replies Mr. Bull. Mr. Bull loves digging. Daddy Pig arrives. He has planned the new playground using maths and science. Today, children, I am going to teach you some simple science, says Daddy Pig. Can you guess how many of you it would take to lift Madame Gazelle? It is time to find out the answer. Peppa cannot lift Madame Gazelle. Peppa and Danny Dog cannot lift Madame Gazelle. But Peppa, Danny and Susie Sheep can do it together. It takes 3 children to lift Madame Gazelle. Ho ho! We just did some simple science, says Daddy Pig. Now, please make a tower of blocks. Rebecca Rabbit, Pedro Pony, Zoe Zebra and Emily Elephant make a stack of 5 blocks. Very good, says Daddy Pig, but the tower looks a bit wobbly. Does anyone know how we can make the tower less wobbly? Asks Daddy Pig. Put the big blocks at the bottom and the small blocks at the top, suggests Edmund Elephant. Edmund is a clever clogs. Well done, Edmund, says Daddy Pig. That's right. The children go outside again. Who can tell me what we need to make a muddy puddle? Asks Daddy Pig. Dirt and water, says Susie. Daddy Pig makes a puddle and asks Peppa to test it. This puddle is too dry, she sighs. Daddy Pig adds more water to the puddle. Please jump again, Peppa, he says. The puddle is just right, cheers Peppa. All the children jump up and down in the puddle. Making muddy puddles is a bit like making concrete, says Daddy Pig. Hee hee, squelch. We're using concrete to make your new playground, says Daddy Pig. It starts off wet and soft like mud, then it sets and goes hard forever. The big mixer pours concrete into the hole. Daddy Pig jumps in and stirs the concrete with his spade. Now it is gloopy like custard, he tells the children. Soon it will set as hard as rock. Daddy Pig, I think you should step out of there, warns Mr. Bull. The concrete sets hard, all thanks to a bit of simple science, says Daddy Pig. Now, Mr. Bull, what were you saying? I was trying to say you should get out before the concrete sets, answers Mr. Bull. Ah, says Daddy Pig. Daddy Pig is stuck in the concrete. Don't worry, Daddy Pig. I'll have you out in a jiffy, says Mr. Bull. How? Asks Daddy Pig. I'll dig up the playground, says Mr. Bull. The children love watching Daddy Pig being dug out of concrete. Tomorrow we will be reading Peppa Pig, Stamps, and Peppa Pig, Sun, Sea, and Snow. See you tomorrow, friends. Bye.